Last week, you focused on your school's culture and the question, where am I? This week, you'll look at what the research shows about teacher leadership and how to interpret the data from an action research project. The big question to ask yourself this week is, what does the research tell me? As you've seen, teacher leadership is a relatively new idea, so much of the research done has been on a small scale and without a common definition of teacher leadership. When looking at several of these small-scale studies, York, Barr, and Duke proposed a definition. Teacher leadership is the process by which teachers, individually or collectively, influence their colleagues, principals, and other members of the school communities to improve teaching and learning practices with the aim of increased student learning and achievement. Such team leadership work involves three intentional development foci: individual development, collaboration or team development, and organizational development. Now you're probably looking at this definition and thinking, wait, there isn't anything new there, and you would be correct. The first half of this course has already covered many of the ideas in this definition, such as collaborating with other teachers and administrators to increase student outcomes. So far, you've covered 2 of 3 different areas of development: personal development, or who am I? Organizational development, or where am I? Next week, you'll look at collaboration or team development. So why restate the definition of teacher leadership here if it isn't anything new? Because it allows you to look back and see what you've learned and that the research supports it. By now you should have read several research articles on the topic you chose for your action research plan. You might have noticed that most of these articles follow the same format, and you could be wondering, how will I know what to write for my action research plan? Well, there are typically 5 structural elements for an action research report: the context, the statement and origin of your research focus, methods, findings, and implications. There are a couple of important things to keep in mind here. First, you don't need to cover these elements in this exact order, and you don't need to keep them separate. For example, the context is often included as part of the methods section. Second, you're creating only an action research plan, which means that you won't be doing the actual research. You won't have any actual data collected, so you won't have a findings or implications section. Your action research plan will end with the methods section. You should be thinking about the statement and origin of your research focus section, which is where you'll include any information you learned from research articles. This week, you'll focus on research and what the research tells you, both about teacher leadership in general and about the topic for your own action research project. Throughout the week, continue trying to answer the question, what does the research tell me? Go higher, Concordia University, Nebraska.